I'd like to sort of start by saying what actually brought me into quadrille was as a 10-year-old growing up in St Lucia. I used to watch the older people dance the quadrille in our school, school halls, at events hosted for the community. I was so intrigued and fascinated with the step movement and the manner in which the musicians played the music that I developed a desire in wanting to learn the dance. But unfortunately, this was not to be because quadrille was not taught in a school at that time, as it was considered to be old-fashioned. And I left St Lucia shortly after my 13th birthday to travel to England. But it was not until 2006 I met an old schoolmate at a cultural event. Amongst the various things we discussed was the idea of forming a quadrille class with the assistance of a teacher who could teach the quadrille. This teacher is based over here. So of course, when she discussed that with me, I welcomed the idea that we could perhaps charge a small fee to cover the cost of the venue and raise some funds for our charity, because I'm coming from a charity, namely the Anse La Raye St Lucia Association. And the rest is history, because to date, we have been really inundated with bookings. What really made me, introduced me to the quadrille was the music. I really loved the music, and in St Lucian Quadrille, every piece of music has different steps. For instance, we've got so many different names, for quadrille. You've got the La Comète, you've got the Mulala, you've got the figures, figure 1, 2, 3, and 4, and
the waltz.
You've got the waltz as well, and you've got the Norwegian. And like for instance, you could not dance a La Comète music with a mulala. They've all got the different shapes and the steps and so on. Quadrille came about through slavery, when, this is what it was said, where, our people used to sort of watch their slave masters, having high society events, and they would be standing out there or going away and mimic them, but would add their own rhythm, and of course with the music, they would learn the different steps. So, that's basically, how it came about.
Well, St Lucian Quadrille haven't moved too far away from the 7th century or 18th century. It remained practically the same.
It's so different to everyday's music. It makes you want to sort of just get up and dance, but you cannot perform the quadrille, dance if you don't know the steps. And by getting to know the steps, it makes it a lot more enjoyable. Growing up in St Lucia, as I've said, quadrille was always one of the highlights within the community, because people used to get together, they used to have their own little private functions, events. It was never known to be sort of like on an international scale. It was people basically just having their private parties and dancing at
There you go. Previously, we didn't learn to do it when we was young, but now we turn older. That's the time we're doing it, and we love it. There's nothing like it, like the quadrille. Nothing. To me, there's nothing like the quadrille because I thoroughly enjoy it.
What is it you love most about it?
The dance, the music, especially the La Comète. Oh, I think all of us love the La Comète more than any of the others, but I just love it.
For me, it's the polka because that's what let me express myself. Although I could say I'm good at most of the dance because I learn it very well. But the other thing about quadrille is age doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. It's like footballer. When you reach 30, you have to stop. Otherwise, I have to stop. Then sorry. Well, that's the good thing about it. You could be 70, 80. Once your feet can carry you, you will go forward. I mean, we get the age up to 79, still dancing with us. Perfect. We get children up to 17 training.
So once you start to hear the quadrille, you got to start shaking yourself because the music is just takes you on.
It's infectious.
It's definitely.
Preserve your culture, you know, so it is good in a sense to be able to pass this on to the younger generation, and especially now that the younger generation have been expressing themselves, you know, their wish to learn it, you know, so as far as I can see, quadrille is here to stay. It's not going to die, and I think like everything else, you know, it's gone through ancestral days. And so much so that they've left us a legacy to enjoy, and we are continuing to enjoy it. And I'm hoping that you know, the next generation will take it on and
don't let it die. We wish them to go carry on the legacy and don't let quadrille die at all. I hope they come and learn. You know, the younger generation come and learn so they can carry on after we go.